Two? Yeah, you are with us.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. You're on time. Yeah. I think tomorrow is gonna rain. It seems. We had a nice week. It was sunny, but now it's over. Time to see museums.
Okay, thank you.
The good thing is that it's not busy at all. This week is very quiet. Better for you. You can see more things. No lines. Warm always in the morning. If you try when you finish here, you can have a look. They're gonna close 4:45, but at this time the line is shorter. You can maybe 20 minutes, or you can go for the mass. Where you do two lines. 6 o'clock Italian or 7 o'clock in English. You like to see the cathedral, you can go for the mass also. In the mornings it's always busy. Actually, you see this Accademia and the cathedral, the Uffizi Gallery. That is the best museum in Europe. These three are the highlights. The rest is just to go for some pasta or a glass of wine. After here to see the sunset.
Yeah.
But these three are always not yet, I think.
You on 5? 5? Yeah.
Only for those under 18. Let me know you can hear properly. Inside the museum I cannot change the device. So you let me know you can hear. You have here the arrows or plus and minus to get a little louder. Nothing? It's very, it should be... Is it working now? Can you hear me?
No.
Which channel?
Now
Oh,
we can hear.
yep.
Okay, now.
It's my bad, I put it in the wrong...
Okay.
that was me. Better now, right?
Sí, sí.
Then inside the gallery, we cannot get coffee, Coca-Cola. You have a small water, is fine. And we cannot touch anything. You can take pictures without flash. I'm gonna show you all the master works, including David. And then like an hour, the tour is over, you can stay more time. You can go and see other places. This group is quite small, usually it's more people, so we can see more days. And they're gonna give you a paper ticket. Please don't you lose them, they're gonna check them twice. When we are in the big room, then you can put the tickets outside. Just keep it with you until we are in the super big room, and you will see. Where are you from? Scotland? You guys?
US.
What about?
New York.
New York? Same?
US. Iowa.
Iowa?
Missouri, right?
Missouri?
Maui.
Maui?
Maui, oh.
You guys? California?
So everybody has good weather apart from snow.
Yeah.
I don't know, we snowed a couple of days ago, so.
But you guys have castles.
What?
You guys have castles.
That's plenty.
Small ones. And squinty bridges.
Yes.
Is that right?
No, in London.
Yeah. Oh, Glasgow.
Oh, Glasgow, yes.
Squinty bridge. I remember that.
You know more than me.
Oh, that's all I know.
Okay, brilliant. Doors, see? is object. This is a take.
We live in Sterling.
Don't lose it.
Miesto. That's my favorite city in the whole world.
Really?
Yeah. So it's small, but
Yeah.
I went for the Christmas parade a couple years ago, and there was a gal there who was talking in the costume. I didn't know what she was saying, but she just kind of shoved me into the parade. So, really beautiful memory.
Okay, we can start the tour. Enjoy the visit. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go.
You know what I mean?
Ticket ready?
Just show your ticket to her.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, come on.
Mexico that you make it properly, it can last for 1,000 years. Now it's in fashion in Florida, Miami, the north of Italy, border with Austria. It's just a painting. It's a pleasure. Curiosity. You did very well. Usually people are coming with some cheese, tomato soup, 20 minutes here, that was fast. So you still have your tickets. We can start going this way.
This is beautiful. The lighting is appropriate.
Then you don't need the tickets anymore.
Don't throw it away.
You can stay together like school. You want to be always in communities so that you also have each other. We are going to start the school at the end of the 17th century. We're in Florence, we have 100,000 people at the salon. And in Rome, just 20,000. Rome was destroyed. Here, we had a rule, a big bank run by the Medici family, and now with the money we will try to build the biggest cathedral in the world, the one that you see at the end of the street. Duomo, that place took us 700 years of work. It wasn't that fast. And if you walk today around the cathedral, you will see coffee shops, souvenirs, restaurants that have a basement, bodega, where you keep the cereals or the wine, but also you do sculptures, mosaics. Be a painter, you prefer to work there, because in summer it's not that hot, in winter it's warmer, and you have quick access to the streets. So this museum is very small, but everything is about Michelangelo, his life and works. This is the second most visited in Italy after the Vatican. Before the Renaissance, we had this Gothic style that you see over there, with a golden background. That was very sad, flat, like a comic book. For people to learn the gospel, they didn't know how to read or write. And if you want to be a painter, or an architect in that time, you start when you are 8 or 9 years old, living together with a master that will show you the process. And if you are good enough, at the age of 20, you leave your master and you open your own shop. Probably what is the cathedral, that place was always busy. 300 years, this city will be 5 times bigger, more powerful than that. Later things will change again. So at the beginning, they used to work in groups, and soon things are going to change. Let's go together to see the first picture. There's a virgin on top. Don't be shy, come before another group finds a spot, you can stay closer. This one has a story, beautiful, that I'm sure you will remember when you are home. He was a monk, a friar, painting for the church, not much into religion. One day when he was 40, fell in love, a beautiful man, 27 long days in the church, and opened a new shop in the city center, where everyone was busy. This couple had 3 students, and one day the master is trying to do his wife, Mary, with Jesus' baby, 2 angels, and John the Baptist on the side, with a student that was only 17. And the master there working, thinking, wow, this student of mine is super talented, always busy, working, and deserves a chance. So night time, talking to his wife, the painter said, I think we cannot have children, why don't we help him? And if tomorrow something happens to me, he can take care of the shop, take care of my wife, because he doesn't have much enough time, because of the priest, I think the student is ready. So this one that I'm holding in his hand, his master will be now
Mi hanno detto, io non l'ho mai visto. Questo si può servire.
This one is very special. It's going to change also at 20. If you pay attention, you will see that there is a glass over here. That was glass over there. This one has protection. Because Botticelli, knowing nothing about life, did this for the first time in history of art, that the Virgin Mary is tickling Jesus, making the baby laugh. When everything was hard times, this time the moment is going to make people get baptized. Everyone Christian, Catholic, 100,000 souls in that cathedral on the street. And Botticelli brought oil from Venice to this veil, like a Photoshop, things that you couldn't get with tempera, plaster. This glass is made of nanotechnology, micro machines. If tomorrow there is an earthquake, a fire, someone comes with a tank and switch, the glass actually moves, like an aircraft from a car. When something happens, the glass does this thing. So the bottle hits the glass, the long painting, and the angel is going, that glass slowly goes back to normal, and the bottle on the front, like the Mona Lisa. If tomorrow you are in Italy still and you are maybe in Venice, in a garden, if you find a glass, stop there for seconds, you can read a little bit to take a picture without glass. That one is very important, but it's never leaving the sky. The painting you see on the side, that one can go to Missouri, Houston, Barcelona, this will never, this is trapped here forever. It's one of the reasons for the line. There's a very strong person here. To move this painting this wall to that room, the insurance can be 100 million. We don't know what's in so you need to finish your mortgage. This couple, the monk and the nun, they never adopt Botticelli because later they had a baby. But I wanted to show you how similar they were, the style, because Filippo Lippi was teaching Botticelli like a family from one generation to the next. That was the way in Florence before the Renaissance. And now we see this one here, 3 saints. It looks like the facade of a St. Paul's Cathedral in London. The name of the artist, Domenico Vigordi, we call him Ghirlandaio. He knew about vanishing point, architecture, painting. You see this one here on my left, both are from 500 years ago. This one that I know is being restored 6 times. When this one, we just clean it twice. You know about painting, things you made. You see the colors?
Yeah.
Red, yellow, still bright.
Right, yeah.
You see many details. He was the best. 25 students, painting at the Vatican, Pisa, Lucca. And when Michelangelo turns 12, his father brings him from a little village, Caprese. So now, talking to the Medici, they decide that Michelangelo is going to study with this master that knows a bit of him. And 3 weeks later, this painter was with all kids. We're using now the train station. There is another church, Santa Maria Novella, where they were trying to finish a fresco in a chapel. And the master said, hey Michelangelo, you are late. you are now 8 or 9, you are almost 13. Why don't you do here on the walls 2 little faces? Before I ask you something more important, I need to see how good you are, how fast. And the master left, this is the first day Michelangelo was holding a brush, copying the other kids. When the painter is back, cannot believe everything Michelangelo prepared. The cheeks, eyebrows, details, and this painter got jealous and decided to teach Michelangelo anything else. He thought the kid is already better than me. Maybe in 3 years we'll get my commissions and the money of my family. I'm very sorry, but tomorrow Michelangelo is going to mop the floor, clean the toilet, go and buy colors. Probably he goes back to his father. There is a contract and I cannot fire him without respect. And no more teaching for this kid. And then Michelangelo every day, this week, used to walk down the street, looking for some Marcos garden. Today is a church. In that place, the Medici used to bring the stuff from underground Rome that they found fixing the streets. And now there, they are going back to Plato, Aristotle, philosophy, music, humanism, things that have nothing to do with religion. It's like a secret. In that garden, they were teaching how to make marble sculptures. The dream of Michelangelo. And one day, with a little block, he did the face of a faun really, really well. So everyone called the prince of the city Florence the Magnificent from the Medici family. And when Florence arrives in France, takes Michelangelo by the hand to this shop where he paid a fine to Ghirlandaio, like a football player. Now Michelangelo free is going to live at the Medici Palace, the one that is 10 minutes from this museum, where his life will change forever. Because now he can travel, study, will have expensive materials. In 2 minutes you are going to see David. I just wanted to make sure that you know a little bit. They used to work in groups, and the best of the city got upset with the king. But thanks to that, Michelangelo will change history, living with this powerful family, the famous Medici. Let's go to the next one.
It's pretty amazing.
So we stay here for a couple of minutes. Don't you worry, David is not going anywhere. He has to work many years, that was it. When Michelangelo, over there, the metal, the copper one, when Michelangelo studied at San Marcos, at 15, another student jealous, punched him on the nose. That's why he looks like a boxer. Always in a bad mood, not many friends. But this is a portrait. So you haven't seen before Campesinos. This is the best portrait we have in Michelangelo. There is many, but this is probably the one that is closer. And maybe today is a bit late, but you see that window, the building over there, that is the Fine Arts School. So we call this museum Galleria dell'Accademia, Academy of Fine Arts. The students can stay here and do sketches. Facebook for you. Not true, but sometimes we are lucky, please. There is room there. Probably you went to Rome, or you are planning to go one day in a different opportunity. This Medici family, there are so many. The names repeat all the time, it's difficult to remember them. Good and bad people. They start as merchants, later will be Poles, fall to history, two queens of France, a queen of England. The only thing we need to know today is that at the beginning they were in charge of Florence, and one day, praying for that kingdom, they put the axis out. The river flood. This happens every 100 years in Tuscany, and one of the Medici wasn't good. He killed his girlfriend. That was the son of Florence the Magnificent. So we decided to kick out this family out of Florence, exile, no community. They had too much power, it wasn't a republic anymore, and then they moved to Rome, where they had the bank and friends. When the Medici moved cities, everyone followed. Raphael, Botticelli, Michelangelo, Bramante took their belongings and go to work at the Galleria. Leonardo da Vinci no, because he never finished anything in bronze. I'm joking, but he wasn't an artist, he was so many things. Someone with an infinite curiosity that wanted to try at the beginning in Milan as an engineer. This is why you see that most of the artists that we love today, they start in Florence and end up at the Vatican, because when the bankers go, where is the money? The artists fall. When Michelangelo is only 23, he finished St. Peter's. This is his hat. That no one could believe that was a student on his own at that age. Imagine the moment. There is a copy of Florence that you can see in France, but the original is at the Vatican on the right. So no one believed him, and one night Michelangelo upset went back to the Basilica to write here on top of the building his full name, Michelangelo, just in case. Some people now they are working on law. They can write their names because it's not 5 people as before as well. Things are getting better. After this masterwork, Michelangelo will deliver in Florence that David sculpture that's supposed to go on the cathedral when he was only 26. Before we see David, I'm going to tell you a little bit about some finished sculptures you see around. This is Michelangelo later, 37. He promised the Pope, Julius II, a massive tomb made of marble, but they got upset because they forced him to go to the ceiling of the Sixtine Chapel, and Michelangelo didn't go to Rome to paint. But in that time, if the Pope said to do a fresco, to do that, you will end up without a fresco. Moving on his own scaffolding, Michelangelo will recycle all ideas from the tomb into prophets, Sibinas, God the Father was touching his finger, everything that you remember, with a hat, humidity, water, liquid, candle, boiling oil down in the sides, running 3 years, Michelangelo was supermaster of painting, and now teaching this whole new generation to see around. As I tell to my kids at the school, these artists, you see, they copy the Ninja Turtles. You paint like Leonardo, Raphael, we say in Italy that you are a mannerist because you paint at the same way. But a maniera in Italian, like the four superstars. But these people, they follow mainly Michelangelo. That's why you see them in this gallery. The Pope dies, Michelangelo famous, and the family that are Robert will ask him every month, where is the tomb? We gave you money years ago, and now we have to bury Julius II. But this Pope treat him really bad, so Michelangelo started one, and 5 years later another one, 7 more years this one. When he has moved that one, the window, pretending he was busy, making time pass, thinking probably all these people die and I don't have to do it. And in between Michelangelo did other things, like the Medici chapels. If you want to go today, 5 minutes from here, no lines, people don't know, you can stay half an hour. Will see Michelangelo strong, his best. From this series, I'm going to show you only this one. That is Michelangelo 74, like the dog, portrait. When he was half blind, his fingers broken, without also, still is the best in the world. He doesn't need a plaster, but a model at the studio, he can go straight to the stone to get you knees, abs, elbows, everything in one go. When Michelangelo was living with the Medici in Florence, if someone died at the hospital, he would go to a special way, 2 open courses, and learn This even Leonardo da Vinci. So to this Medici, we owe them so many things. 77 museums in 2 kilometers here, 120 churches, 20 villas, the whole Vatican, and also Michelangelo. He used to say at the quarries that if he buys that block, it's because he can see already someone trapped. So just takes off what is not necessary, and the character gets free. Hence, we call them prisoners. Because Michelangelo faced them. He never wanted to finish that tomb. Imagine if he did. If you go to Rome, where Julius II is buried in San Pietro in Bucoli, you will see only one sculpture by Michelangelo, and that is Moses on his throne like this. Because when he could, he just left. His family never paid him. For us, it's great, so you can see the process, how Michelangelo worked when he was also at the Vatican. And that's all. Let's go to see David. Then before all the cruise ships arrive, I'm going to tell you everything we know about David. And then I go and there is the time, you can take pictures, there is a temporary exhibition here, or you go back, there is a corridor, and at the end of this corridor, the conservatory music, some instruments that you can have a look to. Have you seen that in Signoria Square, there is a replica, a copy, this one? Because that David used to be at the square, so many years outside. Until one day, fighting at the palace, someone threw a bench from a window of the castle, and this arm got broken in pieces. Like mine, that I fell from the bike the other day, that's why I can't remove this much. And the students of fine arts collect that. 10 years later, when everything comes down, with a piece of iron and some plaster, they fix this arm very well. And we go in time to when Italy gets to be this new country, 1860, they went to check and found that the birds and the rain were damaging a road, the marble stone, so they thought that it wasn't good to have it outdoors. If you think that in the United States or Scotland, Spain, paperwork takes time, Italy takes forever. So 9 years later, finally, they decided to cut the base, that cube. That was a last minute thing for people to see it properly when the square was super crowded. So they cut that, it was really heavy, and this day, did you see? 5 days, 80 men with a wooden car, some ropes, animals, they took it rolling, 1.5 kilometers from Signoria Square into this place, where we had the ruins of a big hospital, because Michelangelo later studied Signoria. And also, if tomorrow the river floods, we don't think that water is going to come this far. That's why you will not see David anymore by for protection. Beautiful, impressive when you arrive the first day. I said tomorrow, good rain tomorrow. Today they have the pergola with some lens on, and this light is hitting David's chest. You see the shades, the muscles. One of the arms is shining, the other leg also white. And this is contrapposto when you lift all weight in one leg, so it looks more natural. We are going to this example on the right, so you can understand what is David looking at, in what was the vision of Michelangelo more than 500 years ago, the story of David and Goliath. We go to a So when you see this big painting from here, it's totally different. This way, guys. Here. This way. And now we go back to when Michelangelo was 23. You remember that he finished the picture. With this money, in Florence, Michelangelo buys a house in Paris for his father and brother, and then goes to city center to see again the biggest cathedral in the world. The cupola was ready, also the lantern, where the tourists go to take pictures on the top. Everything was going well. Remember that the Medici are in Rome for a while. They will come back as a story for a different museum. And Michelangelo on his own, talking to the mayor of the Republic. The mayor said, I hear, Michelangelo, you are very good with marble, the Pietà, and the Vatican, and we are planning to have 20 different sculptures on top of this cathedral. Like St. Peter's in Rome, when you arrive to the square, you see plenty of stuff. And two people already trying to do David when defeats Goliath from the Hebrew Bible with a very expensive stone. They haven't finished. If you do this for me, I'm gonna pay you very well, and we are gonna put this 70 meters up the cathedral, close to the cupola, the dome, and this one and many others. You do one for me, and then I see how good you are, how fast, if I can trust you. I'm gonna show you a picture that I made with the computer, so you can see what was the plan in the beginning. More or less like that.
Yeah.
Let's say that I am the big church in city center. In my head is the dome. It has like shoulders, the facade. So this David is supposed to go here, looking where is the baptistery of St. John. And Michelangelo enters the terrace without touching. He knows why to do it. That was bad quality, narrow the stone, been hit many times. The base is not there yet. That was a thing that we did the last day. And in here, there is a gap because someone already tried to do the legs. So if you hit with your hammer in the wrong place, it don't crumbles. That's why to do it. Michelangelo used to go a lot to the Colosseum, the Forum in Rome, making copies from the classics with very cheap stones. And he said, I think I can make it, but I need this pattern to be closed with a wooden fence outside, 7 meters high, avoiding this way, dirty water, rats, black men, people bothering. Michelangelo wanted to be like in a bubble, focus on his own condition. And that is what happened. We closed that part of the city. Today we call this place Museo dell'Opera, behind the cathedral. And Michelangelo was in this terrace 3 years, going nowhere, sleeping on the floor, asking friends for food, clean clothes, internet maybe with the Instagram and the rain. Imagine here in summer, 90% humidity, 45 degrees. Today is 15. He was always thinking maybe tomorrow someone more important than me is passing by. And these people are giving him all the sculptures of the world. He cannot be forever with this taste. Sooner or later. 3 years. Finally, Michelangelo opens the fence and gets the mayor. You will love it, give me my money. We put the sculpture where you say, and we can do more. 3 years in politics. Like always in Italy, someone was stealing money from the government, the river floods, Black Death coming back, and the mayor is broken, of the sculpture, but they don't have money anymore. So that money, no cash, looking for mistakes, they want to pay. You know, Michelangelo is not bad. I don't like the head, the hands. They look super big to me. Also, where do you think I'm gonna put a guy more than 5 meters tall, without trousers, in the biggest cathedral in the world? It's never happened. You see those paintings naked at the church, or these two behind? That is people that follow fuming, very upset. And Michelangelo, talking to a friend that knows more about politics, soon finds a solution. And he's back at the palace the day after, telling the mayor, you know what, don't you put this on top of it. Because to me, David is like Florence. David used to fight monsters in the Old Testament, and Florence was fighting Pisa, Siena, Bologna, everything that we call now Tuscany to reach the sea and not to sell things to Venice or Genoa. So very clever Michelangelo, good marketing. They never put this like here. They place it and use it outside the government. The symbol of the Republic. Florence never surrender, they always fight, even if the enemy is big. And everyone happy. They will give Michelangelo money every month, big. The problem was the Black Death. It got really serious. That's why you don't see any sculptures at the cathedral on top. And that's why Michelangelo went to Rome, where he died in Church of God. Because here everything was stopped. Why I brought you here today to this corner? It's not because of the air conditioning. So you can see something that is not written. If you ask for a David before Michelangelo, everyone used to do the same. A little shepherd, 14, with a big sword, stepping on the head of Goliath, like Donatello did in the tradition. But if you remember, the base is not there, and here someone left a gap, so no marble. Michelangelo cannot make the most expensive. This is actually better, 3 minutes before the book, when David, with this weapon, just hit the monster with a sling, shot, and Goliath is behind you, massive, living, with a stone here, bending on his knees, almost there. That's why you see David looking this way, thinking, well, this monster goes down, I will run, take his sword, cut the head, and restore his sword. Otherwise, I have more stones, I keep on fighting, but what I'm feeling, what I believe, is that God is on my side. That was the plan that Michelangelo wanted to have of the cathedral, because he couldn't make it. The mayor of the city was right, these hands and the head are quite big. If you place something narrow, 70 meters far, then it looks like a Empire State and a tower because of the distance. The plan was to have it like the picture, close to the dome, and we are very small, so walking the streets, you have a look and it don't matches. But today that we are only 5 meters from the sculpture, the first boost is gone, there's no room. This is not a space. And why do you think David is naked? Something Michelangelo learned in 3 days at the Coliseum. If you are making a sculpture and you decide to leave some trousers or a cape, then no details, easier you finish in 3 days. Simple. So this way is you wanted to show everyone in Florence how is your neck, the belly button, how these ribs bend. Thinking if tomorrow they put my sculpture where they say, then I'm gonna be famous. People travel just to see it. So the best display in the world is gonna be mine. I'm gonna be my best. I'm gonna show you the last picture. Usually I cannot, but now it's not as this is the machine. Both eyes, they look like a heart. You see the shape?
Oh, wow.
Like an empty heart.
Oh, wow.
And that is nothing about love. It's for the sun. The plan was to have it close to the cupola. So the rays of light sometimes could hit here, maybe here. But what you see most of the day, most of the time is two lights on each side, as a previous special effects. You could see out here without this on this bird. He thought about every single detail. Today there is a lot of people outside that they don't have an hour to stay here to see the original. When people are at the square, everyone is happy when they see the copy. Like me, that I was a tourist as well, they always wonder, they ask, hey Roger, what is David holding here? Is there a stone in the other hand? You cannot really go and take a picture in city center. People are passing all the time to the old palace. And there is plants, the space is narrow. But here we can see it together. What is David holding? This way. I open? See? So you go before me, I'm going to stay here, I don't want to go again. Just try to go over there.
Sorry about that. So when you do a stop, you stay on the left. And maybe this is over here with the other. Here. Okay. Very close. Here is where you put that. So imagine maybe that the beginning is getting better and the line is coming. So the shepherd doesn't have to touch it. And let it go. So it's hitting the most. This one is second. If this was bigger, this is stable. This level. So you see at the other end, this is it's not stable. It took us 5 years to understand that the stone Michelangelo we put this without mistakes of this one is that is not you don't need to know how much this one. But if you are in that corner, you see someone tells you in a boat like this, maybe it knows something to you. So after this, you can go for a stay, you can rent the tower, the basement, you will forget it's like you're in a book. I wish this was 7 minutes, but then we can control it. We have to decide. Why are the years many changes? How many things Michelangelo was working this way, taking all the stone. You remember the summer before now? The base is not here. Soon, fixing some details. This here. You see that it's not like that. This on that. So now Michelangelo decides to live here on the side. This one is not working, it's not much. How do I do that without checking? Catching things, you see a dimension of fast catches, we have basic touch, different on the side. Now we go to the other side of the room. I see you at the other end.
No. Ja tego widziałam, ta oryginalna Ziemia. Aha. Ten Chrystus ma tak. No co ty? No, tak.
I don't see him. Oh.
Try to stay close to this gray line on the floor, so you don't get the line in the lines.
This head, at the beginning, was a cube, and Michelangelo's prints being three equal parts. You need to buy shoes tonight. This is the size of your feet. If you are looking for socks, this is the size. But then mistaken, right here, our body has some proportions. Like Venus, I'm sure you know this is sketch. If you have a Venus, it is a right triangle circle. Like a circle. This is the final dimension. You can see the map. This up here. This is the stress. That is Michelangelo, the first day of the party. Some friends with him to buy the original language of the family that is printed on the stage. He was trying to do a good job. So they say that these times were fighting maybe the rise is big. And the soon will is three times stress. So at the beginning, stress, and this part was beating fast. Only one shot, just one strike was enough. And the monster is collapsing. Maybe gets a smack. And the crowd's up. There is another crowd, which is not saying, don't you worry, my son. So now maybe he wants to come out. But Michelangelo knows this part. Still needs. That's why we see the jewel. The blood coming back from the arm. This carpet, that's the bust that you see right now. This makes the unique. All the pieces, all the center of the universe. Now we're still friends, but he needs a door that big. We do have one in the process. The size of this room, from this point in time, everything is going to be the size. Cars, seats, arrived to America. Mexico and Cortez will go to this nice. It's already pretty easy. Why I'm telling you all this? Because if you remember when we were there, the big painting, David was looking superstar. Our battle was fighting like this. So Goliath is weakness. This can be done. And it goes. Today I told you something that is half true on purpose. The head and the hands are quite big because when they work with Michelangelo those days, like a Russian doors, every time they open their small, the 16 chocolate. Using the feet, they are small. At the cathedral, now on the walls. They are big because no server is that strong. This day we go straight to go tomorrow to Paris for the games. It's like when you buy a little dog, you see big legs, this puppy is the joke. And then it's a teenager in order to get more muscles. But there is another book, the last we opened today. And the head always calling your attention. You remember that when we die in Rome, Michelangelo puts his name. Here he's telling people without words how they will defeat Goliath. He's fighting God with his hands below my body. Same way as Michelangelo defeats this miracle with humanism, with his hands working hard with the punches. So that is the losing nature of Michelangelo because he is a and he loses a war. Who is going to be today in that patio 3 years under the rain, the sun, with a broken stone before you get there? Imagine 3 years that you can go and finish the hour. How much are we? I don't think there's people like Michelangelo. If I could bring the copy now and put it there, you will always know which is the original. So many hours and days. It's totally different. The only message that Michelangelo left with this one was that if in your life you believe in something, that's all. I hope to enjoy the tour. It was very nice hearing from you. I cannot hear anything. If you can take off the earpiece, we don't use it anymore. I'll get the radio, you can stay as soon as flying. There is a bathroom, so you can go there. And if you have any questions, please let me know.
Is there a different signature on that?
No, in this one, the hand and the head, that's the music. Because the idea was to have it far, now I want to see your name, so we didn't know that. In my church, we're waiting. This church is how long? 3 years, so that was finished in 1502. 3 years. Ya está una y estamos 2 minutes. Thank you.
Wait, where are we going?
There's the Santa Claus.
Okay.